Hello and welcome back. We're just going to dive into the Hornby Railways 1978 catalogue. We're going to look at the B12 in apple green today. This is a late 70s variant, catalogue number 866. Now, she did first show up in this livery in 1970 in the trying Hornby days. She started out with steel tyres and then had plated wheels towards the end of her run in 74, I think. But with this re-release in 76, she has plated wheels. Still got the magnesium, but no smoke available at this period. B12 came along initially in the trying railways period in 63 in BR black. Remained that way till about 69, I think. I think somewhere in the sort of mid-70s there was a N.E version in black available for a couple of years. I'm not sure the dates on that. But this one's produced in that sort of slightly waxy plastic which came along in the late 70s. So I was going to run her with this group of wagons which appeared in this set here on page 11. Let's have a soft look at that. The L.N.E.R heavy goods set. I think it was numbered R.866 in this year. I think it ran again the following year, but a slightly different number. Great amount of wagons in there. When I was looking through the wagons that I've got available, I didn't have the Shell tank wagon as we see it here. And I didn't have the Arnold Sands 5-plank wagon either, so I've made some substitutions. So we'll get her on the railway and have a look at her in a moment, but we'll just swiftly have a look at her in the box. So we'll pop the old catalogue down to one side. So there's a fairly tidy box, already got the end open, it's beginning to wear a little bit there. So not too much going on with the box, no pricing sadly. So nice illustration on the face card, so we'll whip that out of there, put that down, we'll just have a swift look at the illustration there. I think they were quite nice, these illustrations, really gave it something, and the dealer could remove that and then show the real model through the window in the box too. So we'll pop that to one side. Now she has paperwork, now she is dated here and she's got the catalogue number here. R.866, 21st of the 7th, 1978. I'm always reading these numbers incorrectly when we've seen instruction sheets fairly similar to this in the past. We'll just have a swift look over it. Covers a variety of models across the range and various bits and pieces. Older paperwork was more extensive in use of the track work. This has sort of narrowed it down a little bit. And there we have the model. You can see the box has taken a bit of a knock at some stage. We've got a fairly good dent in it there. So you can see it is that sort of peculiar sort of finish on the plastic. But a fairly tidy looking model. You can see that lining's not quite as neat and tidy. May have slipped after it's been applied. So it's not done a great deal of work, this model. Nice plated wheels on the locomotive, but the tender wheels remain all plastic. Let's just swiftly whip out the model. We won't look too much over the model. I've got several other videos with B12s in. She does have the crack underneath the footplate at the back, like these B12s seem to have. Swift look around there. And she's similar condition. That lining's still a little bit wonky on that side, isn't it? Nice bit of added metal work on the top there. Great big overhang on these when they come around the curves. The crossover near the station, she does clip the platform if you give her the chance. Plastic drive gear. We'll just have a swift look at those wheels. There we are. Bit slippery, not quite as much pulling power, even with the magnesium as she should have. Let's just pop that down. Swift look over the old tender. There's great big lumps of coal in there. I'm not sure whether they're to scale or not. Again, fairly tidy. A little bit of work on those wheels, not too much. Screw looks to have been over tightened somewhat down there, and we've still got a hole in the underside of the tender there, because I think initially these earlier models may have had chuff sound in the past as well. So we'll just pop that down. As I say, the wagons, I've just made a couple of substitutions. We've got a Texaco instead of the Shell wagon, and what have we got? I've got this 5-plank wagon here. I think this is a nice bright green one. Still got a packing ring there. Not so bright green. I thought that was brighter than that. So A.W.Day Limited. So we'll get her on the rails with this group of wagons. They're all sort of from the right period. We're just going to move this blue diesel rail car in the top left of picture through the crossover onto the inside line, nice and smoothly through there, passing the Bobo Electric on the left and into the first radius curve. So we'll bring her to a stop just before points 18 while we switch them. There's the group of wagons we're after with the B12 a little later on, sitting in the sidings. Now we're going to put this DMU in the siding next to the green one. So if you remember, I lengthened 2 of these sidings last week, which enables this to happen. Otherwise I couldn't get the green one far enough back. Nice stop there. We'll switch 17 and then rotate that turntable clockwise. There we go, and then we'll bring up the B12. Now she does move at a really nice crawl. Look at that. Across that point work, across those gaps in the track, onto the bridge. Absolutely effortless. And then we'll continue clockwise with the turntable so we can leave in reverse, so we can pick up the wagons from the sidings we saw just a little earlier. Beautiful looking model. I'm not sure whether I prefer this one in the black livery or the green one. The green one like we have here today. I don't have the N.E version, I must have a look out for it. Almost there. And then smoothly away. Out through number 17 and 18 onto the inside line. We'll switch those. And then we'll move along the railway here, just beyond points number 1 by the signal box, or by the other signal box. Smoothly through there, effortless through the point work. And then we'll switch those, and we'll roll back and collect the wagons. Lovely wide shot that. I think we have those. Great view of the wagons underneath the elevated section here. I think for me the Texaco one just doesn't quite fit with the rest of them. It's a little bit bold for the other group of wagons, I think. But they certainly are colourful. We'll switch the points. Crawling around that second radius curve. Looks absolutely beautiful, passing that Pullman in the distance there. And off she goes, past the oil tank and the gasometers, into the distance. We'll just pick that up and have a swift look at the motor there. Doesn't that look good? Hardly any time on that at all. Really is in beautiful condition. Look between these 2 driving wheels here, you can see the great big magnet installed in the chassis there to give it the magnet adhesion effect. It gives it that bit of grip on the steel track, although loses some with these plated wheels, I think. You can see we do have a flange on this centre drive wheel as well. Just have a swift look around the motor there. Great big plastic worm there instead of a brass one. I think they changed over to plastic ones sometime during the 70s. Plastic drive gear between the 2 front drive wheels there. Wire pickups. Fairly tidy looking thing. And we've got that extension plate there that runs into the front of the plastic bodywork, and then we've got the screw goes in the back end there to hold the chassis in so the whole thing stays safe. And that drawbar just mounted on the back there. So, very pretty thing. Just have a swift look at the inside of the bodywork. We've had a good look around the outside earlier on. So if we have a look in there, see it's moulded in the green type plastic and sprayed up in black. I think if we turn it around we can see what it says on it and see if we can get that into focus. We've got Hornby Railways, and it still bears the number for the black variant, R.866 built in Britain. As you can see, it is quite tidy, but it is a shame the crack in the rear plate there, just below the foot plate. I think each of the B12s I have has a crack there. Still, you can't see it from viewing distance. I think this is a lovely shot as she creeps past the station nice and gently. Now that green A.W.Day wagon that's just gone past, we've looked at that a couple of times now, and both times I've forgotten to mention the glue marks on it. I hadn't spotted those till today. Now we're going to work our way around the layout to points number 8, where we can move over onto the outside line and get onto the elevated section. Nice and smoothly through there. Great, those locomotives sitting next to the engine shed. I'm really glad I extended those sidings last week. Looking quite well behaved through there. And then we'll snap those points shut behind them. Now the B12 was available as an assembly pack between 68 and 71, I think. This catalogue number R.869. I think both the green and the black liveries were available through that period. Now she begins to climb up onto the elevated section. She has no real trouble at all with these wagons, but I think any more and we're going to be getting some significant wheel surface, just a little there. But on her way down she does struggle as the weight of the wagons moves onto the locomotive and the motor, I think, and it causes the armature, I think there's a bit of float in the armature and it causes it to be quite snatchy. So I've just left the speed as it is, so she does tend to tear away a little here. And I think we'll calm it down a bit now. We'll just have a swift look over the wagons. We've got the bird's eye van here. We saw one of these middle of last year, I think. I got one from a show I did a video of, R105. It has a price there, it looks like it might be 85 pence. Fairly pretty looking thing. Got the earlier style silver seal type wheels. I think these were available between 74 79. And then we've got the Smith's Snacks wagon here. This is R135, available 78 79. I think they make these in the tens of thousands. Again, this is got the silver seal type wheels. Fairly nice looking wagon. It hasn't seen a lot of action, this one, I don't think. And then we've got the N.E. brake van. This is R114 or 215. I think this can be found under two numbers. Again, this example's got the silver seal wheels, available 73 through to 79. I think we've had one of these in the video reasonable short time ago. And then the Texaco wagon, R184 or 231 from what I read. Again, available between I think 75 and 91. Quite a long running period. Now, I've got this with a bunch of other things. I'd always thought there was a ladder missing, but if you look at the picture here, there is no ladder on the model or on the shell wagon either. But I think this grey shell version, maybe a slightly different model, has a ladder, and I'd always thought that there should be a ladder. Certainly looks like fixings for a ladder there, doesn't it? Still fairly bright, bold wagon. So we'll pop that one down. And there the A.W.Day silver seal wagon. Again, this is probably the earlier one of the lot. We've got one of my substitutions today. There we go, R104. I think this was 73 to 74, so yeah, definitely one of the older ones, probably out of production by the time that this catalogue came along. So we'll pop that down. Definitely looks brighter in daylight than it does under artificial light. And then we've got the Bolsova, I think I've pronounced that right. So this was 78 to 82, I think. So fairly impressive looking wagon. There's lots of wagons made over this model. I think lots of different printing, lots of variations. It's quite a flexible one, I think. And talking of flexible, we should see the box that this came out of. So look how squashed that is. It does have a price on here as well, and the dealer, £1 and 40 pence. The cellophane's all the way on there. And then finally we've got the United Dairies wagon. This is the slightly later variant, available 76 to 82. We've seen a number of these in videos, especially the older versions, later last last year, I think, late last year. So I think this was available 7682. Again, silver seal type box. Now we've got the catalogue number R.007, sorry, R.007 even. Can't read as usual. So still fairly interesting set of wagons, look great in a train set, and I think they're a really pretty set on the railway today. We'll see if we can film this last bit handheld, so excuse the wobbly camera work and the slightly poorer sound quality. We'll just stop this just short of 0.7. And then I'll reach down and look for the switch. Hope the camera's not wandering too much. Nice reassuring click. Let's see if we can see that lot through the points there. And then I think we'll just stop them there before I forget to change the switch again. So we'll just throw that and then continue around the layout just beyond points number 1. Just have a look down and see if I can do that without losing the points with the camera. And then we'll roll it back into that middle siding. Nice gentle stop about there. And let's see if the uncoupling ramp will work. Trying to remember to turn the controller the correct direction because I'm running the opposite way around the layout today. There we go. And then we'll throw points number 1 again. And then we'll back up along the rails there to points 18. Just having to think again on which way round I've got to turn the controller. Yeah, that's points 18 there. Let's see if we can throw that. And then we'll put her on the turntable. So number 17 should still be as we left it before. Gone a little bit too far. Let's see if we can back up a little. That looks better. I have to swap hands on the camera here. I need the other hand to get the control for the turntable. It's going to make a bit of a racket now. Successfully turned around, so we'll see if we can swap hands again on the camera. So to remember to turn it the opposite direction now. And then we'll switch 18 again. I have to look down for a second. And then which way should we go? Forwards or backwards? Around the layout, I think forwards. See if we can hold this up a bit higher, better view. And down the side of the station. stop next to the gasometers here. And then that's points 11. See if I can glance down. I've got that one. And let's roll it back into the station and see if we can pick up that group of teak coaches with a dining Pullman service on it today. Sounds like we've got them. Let's see if she'll pull away with them. There we go. Got the Lucille on there. And let's just switch points number 11 whilst we remember. So I think that's probably it for today. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Excuse the wobbly camera work in this last section, so let's just get her around the rails. A little bit of a express passenger service here with Pullman dining available. I suppose we could stop at the station just for a moment. So, as I say, I think that's it for today. Thanks again for watching. It's hugely appreciated. If you look back again next time, we'll have something else from the range to look at. Goodbye now.